Attention passionate Montreal, Canadiens FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the Atlantic Division and it could shake up the entire conference. We're talking about a direct impact on Montreal Canadiens' path to another Stanley Cup run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Montreal Canadiens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Montreal CANADNS FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been following the NHL over the past few weeks, you know that the landscape is shifting in ways nobody could have predicted just a season ago. The Montreal Canadiens, a franchise with such rich history, passionate fans, and a relentless drive to return to the top, are right at the center of this seismic change. And believe me, what's happening now might just be the beginning of a new chapter that could define the team for years to come. The Canadiens have always been a team of resilience, of fighting spirit, and of unwavering loyalty from their fans, but this season there's an extra layer of anticipation hanging in the air. It's as if the hockey gods themselves are conspiring to test the limits of this storied franchise. The recent developments, which I'll get into in just a moment, are not just minor shifts, they're game changers. The team's management has been active in the trade market, looking for that perfect piece to elevate the roster. Rumors have been swirling about aggressive pursuits for top-tier defensemen and scoring forwards. The goal is clear: to build a squad that's not just competitive, but dominant enough to challenge the best in the league, especially in the fiercely competitive Atlantic Division. And let's be honest, the Atlantic has been a battleground recently, with teams like the Boston Bruins, Tampa Bay Lightning, and Toronto Maple Leafs constantly pushing each other to new heights. The Canadiens have been watching, learning, and strategizing, knowing that this division isn't just strong, it's arguably the most competitive in the league right now. But what's really catching the attention of fans and analysts alike is the way the Canadiens are approaching this season. You see, Montreal has been quietly stacking up assets, making smart decisions both in terms of trades and drafting. And it's not just about adding talent, it's about creating a cohesive unit that can gel quickly and perform under pressure. The team's recent draft picks have been promising, with a keen eye on young talent that could develop into core players for years to come. And the veteran leadership, such as Captain Nick Suzuki, continues to be instrumental in guiding the younger players and setting the tone for the team's culture. The coaching staff, led by Martin St. Louis, has been emphasizing a fast-paced, aggressive style of play. Fans have already started to see flashes of that in the early season games: quick transitions, high-energy forechecking, and disciplined defensive structures. The players seem motivated, energized, and eager to prove that they can compete with the league's best. The sense of purpose is palpable, and the atmosphere in the Bell Center is electric, with fans rallying behind every goal, save, and big hit. The team's performance in recent games has been promising, but of course the NHL season is a marathon, not a sprint, and there's still a lot of work ahead. Now, talking about the roster, there's been a lot of buzz around some of the key players. For instance, Cole Caulfield, the young sniper, has been on fire this season, showcasing his lethal shot and goal-scoring instincts. Caulfield's development has been a bright spot for the Canadiens, and if he continues on this trajectory, he could be a dominant offensive force in the league for years. His chemistry with other line mates, especially Nick Suzuki, has been noticeable and promising for the team's offensive future. Then there's the defense, which has seen some adjustments. The addition of new defensemen and the return of some injured players has helped stabilize the back end. The team's defensive core, including players like David Savard and Jordan Harris, has been crucial in reducing goals against and providing stability in critical moments. And let's not forget the goaltending, an area that's often the backbone of any successful team. The Canadiens have been relying on Jake Allen and Sam Montembeault, both of whom have shown flashes of brilliance, although consistency remains a focus for the coaching staff. The hope is that as the season progresses, one of these netminders will rise to the occasion and give the team the stability they need during those crucial playoff push moments. But what's truly exciting for the fans is the sense that this team, despite some ups and downs, is building towards something bigger. The front office's recent moves suggest an aggressive approach to not just make the playoffs, but to contend seriously for the Stanley Cup. The Canadiens aren't just playing for pride anymore, they're playing to make noise in the postseason. The fans are hungry, the city is energized, and the players are motivated to bring that historic Stanley Cup back to Montreal. Now, I want to talk a little about the division and what this could mean for the Canadiens moving forward. The Atlantic Division has been a powerhouse lately, with multiple teams consistently making deep playoff runs. The Bruins, for example, are off to a strong start, and their veteran core combined with young talent makes them a formidable opponent. Then you have Tampa Bay, which has been one of the most consistent teams over the past few seasons, known for their playoff resilience and star power. The Leafs, of course, always a team to watch with their high-powered offense and solid defense. The Canadiens, therefore, have their work cut out for them if they want to climb the standings and position themselves as true contenders. But that's what makes this season so exciting, the possibility that Montreal could surprise everyone and make a real statement. And speaking of surprises, the recent trade rumors have added fuel to the fire. There's speculation about the Canadiens making a blockbuster deal to bring in a top-tier forward or a veteran defenseman to bolster their chances. These moves could be pivotal in the coming weeks, especially as the trade deadline approaches. The management's willingness to be aggressive shows they're serious about competing now, not just building for the future. Of course, balancing that with developing young talent is the challenge, but Montreal has historically been a team that's not afraid to take risks when it comes to winning. The fans, as always, are eager and passionate. They're filling the Bell Center with energy, creating that iconic atmosphere that makes Montreal hockey so special. The community's support is unwavering, even during tough seasons, and that's something that truly sets this team apart. The connection between the city and the Canadiens is legendary, and every game feels like a playoff game in Montreal. The anticipation for that first big playoff run is building, and if the team can stay healthy and execute their game plan, the possibilities are endless. Looking ahead, there are still some key moments to watch. The team's injury report, for example, will be crucial. Health is always a determining factor in a team's success. Plus, how the young players develop under pressure, how the veterans lead, and how the coaching staff adapts to the challenges of the season will all play vital roles. The NHL is unpredictable, but that's what makes following this sport so thrilling. Every game, every shift, every save can change the course of the season. And for the Canadiens fans, every moment is an opportunity to believe in that deep-rooted hope that this could finally be their year to shine again. Now, I want to emphasize that the Canadiens are not just fighting for a playoff spot, they're fighting for respect, for history, and for that elusive Stanley Cup that has eluded them for so long. The last time Montreal lifted the trophy was back in 1993, a moment etched into the hearts of every fan. Since then, there's been heartbreak, near misses, and seasons of rebuilding, but the passion never wanes. The current roster, the management's strategic moves, and the unwavering support of the fans all point to a team that's hungry for redemption, eager to write a new chapter in their storied history. And as the season unfolds, every game will be scrutinized, every highlight celebrated, and every setback analyzed. But above all, the hope remains. The hope that this team, with its blend of youth and experience, its passion and resilience, can once again bring that glorious Stanley Cup to Montreal. The journey is long, the road is tough, but if there's one thing Montreal fans know well, it's that their team never gives up. They fight to the very last second, and that's what makes them special. So stay tuned, because the best is yet to come for the Canadiens. And I'll be here to bring you all the latest updates, insights, and behind-the-scenes stories as this exciting season progresses. And now, Montreal Canadiens fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Montreal Canadiens. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Montreal Canadiens news.